Okay, here is how you replace a traditional button with a magnetic clasp. So these are the clasps. You can get them on Etsy or eBay. They should be about 50 cents a piece. And you can see they're pretty tight. There's a little nub in the middle of these, which I like because it keeps the button from sliding off from side to side. Excuse me. And you can see they're pretty strong. The first thing you need to do is snip off the original button. So just go in and snip the threads. Ooh, that was easier than I thought it would be. And then you want to unzip the pants to make it easier on yourself. And take your needle and thread, and you want to stitch up the buttonhole. And just go, doesn't have to be super perfect. It's hard to see probably because I'm using non-contrasting thread. But maybe 5 or 6 stitches is all you need. Ta-da! You can see the buttonhole doesn't open anymore. So now you're going to take either one of these sides. I prefer to put the flat side on the inside of the button panel. Doesn't really matter, I guess. And then you're just going to stitch through these little holes at each corner. It can get a little tricky once you get 1 or 2 of the corners in. You want to do this probably 5 or 6 times around each hole. You can go from one buttonhole to the next. I'm going to add more stitches to this later, but I just want you to get the idea of how this works. And you can go, especially if you don't have the contrasting thread, you can go straight through the front if you need to. What you don't want to do is hop from this hole to this hole on the outside and leave a big thread line there. So just kind of go up and tuck under through there, pull it through. Go back to that bottom corner. And do the same thing. Especially when you get to this 4th quarter, you're probably going to have to go through the front of the pants because that metal is really rigid. So now you have the metal plate, and that's going to connect with the magnet on this side of the pants, and you kind of want to line this up where the old button was. You know, if you need a little bit more room, you can always move it to the side, but if you line it up over the zipper, then you're in good shape. Where'd that button go? And while I'm on this side, what I'm going to do is just reattach the button to the front of the pants, and that way no one will know that there's a magnetic closure in here. It'll just look like the pants are buttoned. And again, I'm doing this quickly, so I'm not going through as many times as I normally would. actually going to leave that needle and thread there. So, oops, see, it clipped already. I'm going to leave that needle and thread there and get another one to do the back. So I want to do a good job of it later. So I'll take another needle and my thread. Something. See if I can get this in the first shot. Oh, look at that. Snip. Okay, I got a knot. I'm going to grab my other magnet. Ooh, look at that. Clips to my needle. And line it up here with the old button. And just stitch it in. It's really pretty easy. It takes, you know, maybe 5 minutes, and then you've got a whole new world of pants that you can pick from. Oops. And again, I would do about 5 stitches at least on each corner. The other little piece of helpful information is you should make sure that the pants aren't really tight, because, you know, if they go to sit down, there is the possibility of the button kind of coming unsnapped. So I would recommend, you know, not super loose, but, you know, not super tight jeans either. And I'm just going to go in and out over here to get to the other side. There's probably a joke in there somewhere. And then that last corner. Stitch it through. And eventually tie a knot in the back, but look. These pants are, I'm pulling really hard right now. Oh, finally got it to snap apart. But, you know, with the zipper up and the button locked in place, you should be pretty good for the day. And that's it.